Yo, what's up everyone, Sir Toby here, back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about my league start in 3.19 League of Kalandra and how I farmed my Mageblood within the first 4 days of League start. So it's pretty much exactly 96 hours after League start. So League start was for me at 22 o'clock of Friday, and it is now Tuesday. So yeah, it's like basically 4 days of in-game time. My slash plate is a nice and crispy 65.5 hours. So what did I do to get this mage blood? Mostly I was just farming invitations. So my Leaguestarter was a seismic trap cold conversion character that I was just doing invitations with. If we take a look at my atlas tree, you can see that all of this stuff up on top here, I just was, doing invitation stuff. At first I was just doing Elder Guardians and the synthesis invitations, but that then quickly I hated Elder Guardians. It's just so annoying to have to wait for all of that stuff to respawn, and because no one else was doing essences, because essences were incredibly hard, I instead decided to spec into essences and strongboxes, block everything but essences and strongboxes, and then started farming Shaper Guardians. At the same time, I, throughout the last few days, continued buying, synthesis maps whenever I could. So, I would like go through the market like twice a day, buy all of the reasonably priced synthesis maps, are like 20 to 25 chaos each. Buy those up, and then would run synthesis maps and invitations. I got quite a few decent drops out of those. So two very good drops were Aura Effect, Crown of the, forget what it's called, Mask of the Tribunal. So both of those Masks of the Tribunal with Aura Effect sold for 6 or 7 divines. So that was quite nice. Then I dropped a helmet with Aura Effect, item level 86. I sold that for 7.5 divines, and then just a bunch of synthesis rings that were, you know, just decent. Like all of these rings, like double buff effect, stuff like this. Like these are all still unsold, so there's like a whole bunch of rings here that I still have to sell, or something like this Arcane Surge on hit. I don't even know if that's worth anything. Yeah, it's like 67 to C, I guess. Stuff like this still remains unsold. At the same time, I also tried to do Katarina to farm Devouring Diadems, because these were quite expensive at the start of the league. Didn't really work out that well. I did 2 Katarinas and got 1 shitty staff, I think 1 shitty chest. That wasn't great. I think I did enough elders to identify like 4 Watcher's Eyes. They were all complete garbage. That was pretty bad. Yeah, so before I started doing all these invitations, I was spec'd fully into Expedition. I pretty much immediately started doing Expedition upon League start, so my first day was just spent with me rushing the Atlas, getting like completion like to like I think like 95-ish completion, so I could have a Expedition focused Atlas tree. Did some in-map expeditions when I was sufficiently geared, so Tabula, this scepter and this scepter, and Devouring Diadem. I started doing invitations and just stayed in invitations afterwards. Now, I bought the apothecaries at 14, 21, 22, 25, and 28 exalts each. You can revise the tape and do the math how many divines that is. I don't want to do that right now. But yeah, so that is that. what you really need for this strategy to work well is this Height of Hubris, and you have to be able to do invitations easily with Height of Hubris. 70% or 80% invitations in that case give you 9 to 10 Maven Splinters, which started out with selling for like 130, 140 chaos, and then over time went down until they're now like I think 90 chaos per full Maven Writ. Yeah, like 90 chaos right now for a full Maven Writ. So that is also, that's one big source of income. And then once I was, had enough damage, I pivoted to essences and, strong boxes and stuff. Strong boxes have been incredibly disappointing. I think I got like 200-300 chaos worth of scarabs out of them. Nothing else. So yeah, that was pretty disappointing. I think synthesis maps are very undervalued. If you can get your hands on the synthesis maps at 25 to 30 chaos, those are great. Yeah. Alright, so that's what I did generally strategy-wise. So basically just a little bit of expedition until I got geared up, and then I switched fully to just farming invitations. So what does my character look like right now? So right now my character with all 4 seismic traps up, consider if every seismic trap only hits once, has 50 million damage per second. But if we throw one of these seismic traps and wait until it spawns, you can see that there's usually like 2 explosions because of the extra wave enchant. So, it's probably closer to like 20-25 million DPS if all seismic traps are up and they're positioned well. So, yeah, pretty decent damage. I've killed, I think, I haven't even tried Feared yet. I didn't want to do Feared because I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not doing it fully rolled, but I think I've killed like Uber Shaper, Uber Elder, and Cortex. But those are just not worth it for time investment wise until you really have an insane build. So yeah, the main idea of this build is just to play Seismic Trap. I'm pretty sure that if you just look at my Leaguestarter guide, you will pretty much see this character and how I built it. The one thing I'm really struggling on right now is resistances, because I'm using Thread of Hope, I guess. So, both of my items here have both of my scepters have resistances on them that I slammed on. So yeah, that is pretty bad, I guess. But yeah, other than that, this league, although it's not rewarding at all if you're not bossing and not doing stuff like essences, I was about an hour and a half real time faster than last league to get my Mageblood, and about 3.5, I think, hours in game faster to get my Mageblood. So I think I was at like 69 hours played last time when I got my Mageblood, or last league. So that's interesting. Last league I also did a bunch of crafting with what's it called? Recombinators. I did not do that at all this league. So this league I was just a bit more lucky on the invitations, and crafting wise I had terrible luck. I tried crafting, for example, like Regis fire helmets, didn't work out at all. Neither with fossils, so this one is I tried to do with fossils, nor with essences. I think I'm like barely broke even, or if I broke even at all, on the crafting costs. Yeah, same with like flipping. Wasn't able to sell this scepter that I bought for relatively cheap. All stuff that I was able to do last league. So interestingly, this league this is pretty much just done with playing the game, whereas last league I also did a bunch of flipping and crafting and stuff, and I was still fast at this league. So yeah, that part is interesting. Also, I'm pretty sure that I put more into gear this league, because just this and power is like 60 vines, for example. I did not have something like that on my build last league. Same with this helmet. I think I paid like 5 divines for this helmet. Is there even any on the market right now? Yeah, so there's like one for 3.5 divine, one for 7 divine. So yeah, this amulet too. It's like, I don't know. Well, it's not actually that expensive apparently. But yeah, 50-60 C now. I think I paid like 1 divine for it and slammed the fire res on with a exalt. But yeah, overall, pretty successful so far on Leaguestart. I don't have much to add to my character other than what my Leaguestarter guide already had in there. And yeah, just running invitations is very, very profitable. Essences are very profitable. If you can't do invitations at all, something like running tier 1 maps with invitations seems pretty good. Or spamming out legions if you have a mapping character seems pretty good together with altars, is what I've seen other people do. Other than that, it's hard to beat invitations early in the league if you can run them with Height of Hubris and get like a full Maven grid with every single invitation that you run. So yeah, I guess thank you for watching, and now let's pray that I get a 4 flask Mageblood right away, right?
Godslayer, good day.
And boom. Well, that's terrible. So I guess it's time to divine. I have 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Yeah. Terrible rolls other than the mana, but I guess that's my belt for the rest of the league. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye!